moments that challenge a team can define them the most.
This is the moment we gotta own it.
Big Ten champion and number 5 Purdue looks to end an impressive regular season on a high note, with eyes on what lies ahead.
It's an exciting team to watch.
They'll have to overcome an Illinois team ready for March Madness.
Meyer, step back for 3. That was nasty.
It's Illinois-Purdue, next on Fox.
He's going to be the National Player of the Year. Will it be unanimous, Casey?
It should be unanimous. I can't, like, Jalen Wilson may be the second, and Trace Jackson Davis the third.
Zach Edey's huge impact on college basketball in Purdue, getting ready to roll against Illinois, and this guy has been filling it up the last couple of games. Terrence Shannon averaging close to 20 points per game over his last 4. Illinois trying to finish strong against Purdue. Coming up next, Big Ten action on Fox.
Mackey Arena is a place that crawls inside your skull and sets off fireworks for 2 consecutive hours. College basketball at its finest, and off we go. Purdue has it first.
Danger on the floor. Be interested to see if you come with a post double team, you play them one-on-one. You'll find out right away. Comes the double.
There is the double. Edey got it away. Lawyer didn't have a 3. Illinois recovered well. There's a double again. Newman down the lane line for Mason Gillis on the opening 2.
Gillis does such a good job, Jason, of varying what he does. Either dive into the rim off doubles or space in to the three-point line.
Oh, a knock away. And Newman at the end line scores.
No Jaden Epps. He's the traditional point guard. Terrence Shannon, more of a combo guard, so Newman trying to heat him up early.
Brandon Newman gave them great minutes last time out at Wisconsin in a 2-point win at the Kohl Center. Coleman Hawkins had it deflected. Danger recovers. And a steal again for Newman. Freshman Smith. Gillis on the attack. Newman fires and misses. Edey collects it over the top of everybody, as he's prone to do.
One of the best offensive rebounding teams in the country. Number 2 in offensive rebound percentage are the Boilermakers.
Smith carves the defense 6 in a row.
Tough freshman guard is capable in those pick and rolls. You are really worried about Edey rolling, so you lose the ball handler.
Braden Smith, Fletcher Lawyer, 2 freshman guards. A lot of questions, a lot of answers they've had this year as well. And we have a travel against Illinois, which seems absolutely floored by the situation right now.
Well, this is surprising because Purdue's actually not a team that is built to turn you over. They're not a pressure team, but right now, Terrence Shannon Jr. having a hard time entering offense, handling the ball, and Brandon Newman has come out and put his foot on the gas defensively.
Born in Chicago, raised in Valparaiso, Brandon Newman has been somewhat inconsistent in his career, but man, has he been good so far today. Smith driving and scoring 8-0. Timeout, Brad Underwood.
Well, Jason, is Purdue locked in or what? Wow. Brandon Newman has come out and set the tone defensively, and that has gotten everybody juiced up and locked in. Couple of pick and rolls, good little snake dribble off the ball screen. You see, Danger's worried about Edey, Jason. He's trying to get back to him, and Meyer can't get there on the help. So a couple of good pick and rolls, good reads from the freshman Braden Smith, and just like that, Brad Underwood has seen enough.
This is the Purdue team we saw when they got off to that magnificent 22-1 start.
Yeah, absolutely. And a team that locked in, defensively, again, they're not necessarily built to turn you over, but they are improved from a year ago in their defensive numbers. And if they're locked in defensively, offense just comes pretty easy for this group.
They only get 10 turnovers a game, 3 already in this one. Coleman Hawkins cannot bust the 0, and this tie-up will stay with the Illini.
Jason, I think one of the most important things today is Illinois has to speed this game up. They got to get the game going fast to try to neutralize Zach Edey. The faster this game goes, size can get negated in an open floor sort of up and down game.
But not the type of pace where you feel sped up, Illinois, right?
Absolutely.
That bounce pass goes wide by Meyer, and it's out of bounds.
You had a good observation, Jason. You're more about speeding up defensively like this. This is how you speed the game up. Picking up full court, doing different things defensively. Offensively, if you have an open break, you got numbers, yeah, run. But when you get to half court, got to be a little more solid than Illinois has been.
Only one shot attempt for Illinois, 4 turnovers so far.
Another handoff and roll with Edey, and now here comes Newman.
There is Newman. Hello. 11-0.
Big time execution. Little misdirection. You bring Newman off a baseline, double staggered. You saw that a bunch with Stefanovic a year ago. And Newman, heck of a start.
I was here a couple years ago. Sasha Stefanovic hit a few of those against Virginia early, and the Cavaliers had no chance to win the game as Meyer and Illinois finally get on the board.
And here comes some of that full court pressure. And the ball pressure's got to be better from Illinois. If you let Purdue comfortably run their sets, you're in big trouble. And so the ball pressure can disrupt vision and timing. So it's got to be pretty good for Illinois.
Edey got harassed there and had to kick it out for Lawyer. And Newman's playing with a ton of confidence right now. And he threw away, intercepted by Melendez. 2 freshmen are back on him, and he steps through into a foul and 2 free throws for Illinois.
And that's what Illinois needs to do. Better ball pressure in the half court. Got Purdue a little off schedule. And Jason, a lot of Purdue's sets are sets to throw the ball in the post. And timing is crucial for sets that are going into Zach Edey. And if you have your ball pressure on point, you can disrupt that timing. And that's when Illinois can get out and run.
So you're saying affect the center's ability to score by heating up the guard?
Yes, absolutely. You need to get after the guards and disrupt vision, disrupt timing, because those post-ups, the timing of it is really, really crucial for Edey to catch, turn, and score.
Here comes Ty Rogers, the freshman who had a season-high 14 in the double overtime thriller against Michigan on Thursday. R.J. Melendez goes 2 for 2.
And I like the small lineup from Illinois with Hawkins at the 5. You're athletic, you're switchable, you can pressure. And so now Danger goes to the bench. And now that defensive pressure will try to be taken up a notch from the Fighting Illini.
Brad Underwood liked that lineup Thursday as well. Danger only played 17 minutes against the Wolverines. Edey goes to work, left it short, and this is out of bounds. Let's see. It's going to be Illinois basketball. Well, look at this. They got astronauts here at the old ball yard. The defense for Purdue's been great, Nick.
Yeah, Brandon Newman set the tone. First defensive possession, rips Terrence Shannon, goes and gets a layup. What's interesting about this is Purdue ranks 337th in the country in turnover percentage. This is typically not what they do, but I think what you're seeing is Jaden Epps' absence. The freshman point guard rearing its ugly head early for Illinois.
Edey had enough on that one, and that's his opening 2.
That's one of the issues, Jason, of not having Danger on the floor. Coleman Hawkins is tall, but he's not strong. So he's going to have a hard time if Zach Edey, really anybody has a hard time if Edey gets it that close.
So many teams have tried to answer, what do you do with Zach Edey as Shannon buries a jumper, and he is so big with Epps being out.
Yeah, and the more handoffs and ball screens for Shannon coming downhill at Edey, the better. You saw Jalen Hood-Schifino have a lot of success here on that drop coverage, shooting those little 15-footers.
He was just phenomenal. There's a high-low, and Edey spins it in, and the foul.
When you're dealing with Purdue, high-lows are one of the first things you got to talk about. Got to be better ball pressure from Matthew Meyer, and that's too easy as Hawkins is buried. That is going to be 2 points and a foul for the entire game if that's the case.
You could say, with having located the astronauts and Neil Armstrong being a Purdue guy, that was one large step into the lane for the Boilermakers.
I'd agree with that.
Thank you.
I like that. That was good.
Edey makes it a three-point play. It is so hard to believe that Zach Edey, I mean, he is an otherworldly guy, you would argue. It's so hard to believe that Zach Edey didn't pick up basketball until he was a sophomore in high school, and he did it to cross-train for baseball. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's a marvel what he has done with his game.
And he's improved, too. Just incredible touch, incredible footwork, really good.
Ethan Morton out on danger, forced him to give it up. Here is Shannon going downhill, as you said. And bodies everywhere. We have a foul against the Boilermakers. Zach Edey said when he was younger, basketball is what every tall person does. So I don't want to do what every tall person does.
He's a contrarian.
Right, he was, and now he's done it his own way.
And done it at a high level. Going to be the National Player of the Year, in my opinion.
Just got his first foul, and that putback, Sincere Harris for Illinois.
Harris and Rogers are energy off the bench. And look at Rogers already getting after Ethan Morton in the full court. And Sincere Harris is the exact same way. You talk about two guys, you just got to watch 1 minute of them playing, and you can completely understand why Brad Underwood liked them.
Yeah.
Energy, toughness, defensive-minded guys.
And it's funny, those guys could have played for him at Stephen F. Austin, Oklahoma State, Illinois.
Yes. Both these coaches know exactly what they're looking for in players when they're recruiting.
2 for Smith. I don't want to let that go by, though. That's such a great point.
Yeah. Exactly the type of guys they want, not only from a tangible standpoint, but an intangible standpoint. Rogers and Harris, they want to do the tough stuff.
Rogers is too strong.
So things are a little different with Zach Edey off the floor for Illinois defensively, although Coffin-Wren can do this a little bit.
Trey Coffin-Wren, his 5th 3 of the year.
But I was talking to Paul Lusk, assistant coach for Purdue, before the game. He said, Nick, I'm telling you, Coffin-Wren can shoot it a little bit. Look pretty good there.
Hey, Paul knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, he does.
Melendez didn't get it. Danger nearly traveled. Question would be, did he have control of the basketball to travel? Sincere Harris probing for 2 more. His last double-figure game was December 29th. Not a big-time scorer, but he might have to be today.
Yeah, again, without Epps, it's all hands on deck to be aggressive and make plays from that backcourt spot. And usually you think about gang rebounding, it's almost got to be gang ball handling for Illinois today.
It's an interesting thought. Wow, Smith took so many different paths, and he finally turned it over and traveled.
Harris, when he's guarding you, he gets you playing just a little faster than you're comfortable playing. And when you're playing a little bit faster than you want to, sometimes you slide your feet on jump stops, just like you saw there.
When you were guarding people, what speed were they going?
They were going as comfortable at a rate as they had the cruise control set. They had the radio set at the exact dial they wanted to.
It's a pretty nice ride.
Yeah, smooth.
Ride smooth.
Smooth.
Self-deprecation award goes your way.
There you go.
Sincere Harris, 4-3. He's got 7.
Needed a spark off the bench, and you've gotten it with Sincere Harris.
Here's David Jenkins, the well-traveled senior, off the bench for Purdue in the first half. Boyer got caught up in the wash, ran into danger, ended up on the ground, and this is Illinois basketball.
And Jason, that's a good example of the difference between Edey on the floor and not on the floor. See how Danger can commit more to the ball handler coming off the handoff. Well, that might have gone the other way, but anyway you slice it, good recognition from Danger to come off and commit to the ball handler, not as worried about Kaufman-Renn on the roll.
That might have clipped Danger's hand on the way out of bounds, but it is Illinois basketball. It's Rogers trying to go to work, and he lost it out of bounds into the body of Kaufman-Renn, and he just shoved Kaufman-Renn as well, and no official saw it for a technical foul.
What was the nugget you had on their losses that resulted in court storms?
Well, the great Chris Foreman, the sports information director for Purdue, has in his game notes that Purdue, in 7 of its last 8 road losses, has been court stormed.
That's unbelievable. Where you're getting everybody's best effort, not only the 5 on the floor, but the 10,000 plus in attendance usually.
It's deflected by Gillis and a Purdue turnover. The last time Purdue was a 1 seed, they actually almost made Virginia UMBC irrelevant. Purdue in 1996, a couple of years after Glenn Robinson's team was a 1 seed in 94, they held off Western Carolina by 2. It was 73-71. It was almost the first 116 upset in NCAA tournament history. Some of our Virginia fans are saying, couldn't they have just... Meyer misses the jump shot and the rebound for Jenkins. Jenkins wanted the contact and whistle, didn't get it, down to the ground again. Kaufman-Renn trying to crowbar it away, and this will be a tie-up with Purdue. You could argue that it's getting chippy already.
No doubt. A little shove between Rogers and Kaufman-Renn before we went to break. Things are physical, and you'd expect it. But a loose ball. Matthew Meyer really bumped that noggin pretty good on the way down.
Thank goodness he's all right. He's still feeling it. Man, oh man. Matt Meyer knows big environments. Won a national title at Baylor. Transferring here to Illinois with some great experience under his belt. Kaufman-Renn slithered by Hawkins.
Kaufman-Renn might be the next great big at Purdue. Just scratching the surface. Already seen him knock down a 3, and there look pretty comfortable one-on-one on the post.
Hawkins out to Melendez. Gillis right there with him. Wow, Purdue is locked in defensively. Hawkins got a flyby and a drive, and he scores.
Ball movement, if it's on point, will always beat great defensive rotations. And even though Purdue was flying around, that ball popped all the way from one side to the other. And Hawkins at that 5 spot can drive it. Pretty special.
Morton had to snare that in traffic. Newman didn't take the 3, neither did Gillis. Here's Newman again. Melendez closed out and got the miss. There's that transition of the speed you're talking about from Illinois, and the breakneck pace leads to an out-of-bounds to the Illini.
Good minutes from Kaufman-Renn as Edey will check back in for him. Got a pretty good rest for Zach Edey early in this game.
Zach's mom here in the building, Julia.
Sun's in the game, glasses got to come on. I think that's what it is.
Got to see all the details.
Yeah, no doubt.
Such a cool story, Zach Edey, though, making his way to the United States, growing up in Toronto. And man, has he become just an absolute force, not just because he's tall, but because he's skilled.
Yes.
Luke Goody missed it. Rebound for Gillis.
Well, slow it down. Give you one guess where this ball's likely going. Coleman Hawkins got ready to do his work early.
Edey screening for Newman to get an open look for 3. And Meyer, the weak side rebound. Nothing there on the secondary break again.
And Purdue's done a nice job sprinting back, building a wall, which is important, especially when dealing with this guy, Terrence Shannon.
He gets to the line as well as anybody in the Big Ten, Shannon does.
Tough cover for Edey.
He was there with him. Melendez in the corner, too short. Oh, Hawkins clears it off the ground and sets up Goody. Hawkins all the way down the court. He knew that was two.
It's pretty amazing. Coleman Hawkins leads this team in assists. He is a really talented, multi-dimensional basketball player.
Early barrage, Illinois within 6, and Goody collapses on that ball. 9 points off the bench out of the 17 for Illinois. Meyer has 2 and a foul. Surging to the rim, Meyer.
Again, this is where Illinois can sink their teeth into the Boilermakers. In the open floor, a sped-up game, off of a turnover, sprinting with numbers. One of the things Matt Painter was concerned about was the multiple interchangeable pieces that can handle it and play make. That was technically your 5 and your 4 in Hawkins and Matthew Meyer running the break.
Made Purdue look like they were landing on a banana peel in Mario Kart or something defensively there. Matt Meyer, an avid gamer, we learned this week.
Yeah. And it looked like Coleman Hawkins got a star in Mario Kart. Moving a little quicker there in the open floor.
That's a victory for Nick Bott. 23-20, Illinois right back in this thing after trailing 11-love. Morton hits the deck at a trip.
Yeah, you said it, Jason. Illinois has really settled in. Took a big punch right away. Stopped turning the ball over. And that defensive pressure has gotten taken up another notch. And Purdue's just a little bit off schedule, a little bit uncomfortable offensively over the last 4 or 5 minutes.
So how do you deal with that pressure?
Well, hard cuts, hard screens. Starts with that. And then throwing it inside. Great pressure releases right here. Play it inside out.
And a foul call, either Goody on the front side or Danger on the back side. It's Danger.
And these middle of the floor post-ups are so hard because if you're going to come with a double team, it's hard to know how to rotate out of it. Luke Goody comes crashing down. And it's way harder to trap the post in the middle of the floor than it is on the side.
Middle of the floor again. Edey, just clockwork.
Well, he's just got great feel to catch and turn, good touch. That's a shot that he makes look easy that is not.
Yeah, it's become routine for him, Nick.
Yes.
Open look for the jumper, wouldn't go down. Goody, an offensive rebound and a reload. Shannon on the drive, and it's out of bounds to the Boilermakers. The Rutgers, very dangerous team at points, and 11 top 10 wins. They've been great on the road in Big Ten play as well.
I think this is a really dangerous Illinois team in the NCAA tournament. You got NCAA tournament experience with Terrence Shannon and Matthew Meyer, which helps.
Shannon, a couple of Sweet 16s with Texas Tech. Meyer, as we mentioned, won that title at Baylor. Off the spin, it's a foul before the dunk by First. Goody called for the personal. And you see what Brad Underwood has done. You saw the 11 top 10 wins the last 4 years. They have been the winningest team in the Big Ten the last 4 years. Only them and Iowa, Illinois and Iowa, have been over 500 in the Big Ten each of the last 4 years.
And that's what's so, consistency is really the mark of a great program. You can have a flash in the pan, but it's the people that can sustain success with multiple teams that are really impressive, especially in the Big Ten.
Edey somehow got it out of there, and Lawyer missed the jumper. Sear Harris has been big offensively so far. He had 7 straight points earlier in this first half.
And the bench in general for Illinois has come in and flipped the game. Rogers, Harris, even Luke Goody's come in, made some hustle plays.
to shoot for Harris. No dribble, 3 to shoot. Danger's got to turn the corner. He did just, and Edey swatted it as a boomerang back at him.
That's on sincere Harris. And I think, Jason, one of the things with young players is they lack shot clock awareness at times. And there, Harris needed to go make something happen. Throwing it to Danger with 3 seconds left on the clock in the middle of the floor, it's a dangerous proposition.
Purdue by 5, Nick by 3 over everybody else.
I feel like I got to build an early lead with you. That's what I got to do.
You never know in the Big Ten. We saw it with Illinois down 19 to Northwestern, coming back to win. We got a foul, and I believe that was a clean block. So they're not going to say goaltend. It's going to be 2 shots for Edey, who thinks it was a goaltend. Let's look. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. That should have been a 3-point play as Shannon came skying. I think that's a goaltend. That's a miss from the officials.
Could have been a 3-point play instead. Edey is 73% foul shooter entering today.
Yeah, Jason, one of the things with Purdue that stands out when you watch them and then you look at their numbers, almost every single game, they are going to win 3 areas. They're going to win the paint, they're going to win the rebounding, and they're going to win the free throw line. And if you do those 3 things, you're hard to beat. And this guy, Zach Edey, leads the charge in all 3 of those areas.
They've taken nearly 300 more free throws than their opponents. Rogers got belted by the body of Edey. It was the torso that made contact, and Edey called for his second.
And Edey's a guy that is very rarely in foul trouble. Taking a look at it, rotates. Boy, that's what you're taught to do, is go straight up vertically and jump. But sometimes you're a victim of just being 7'4" and enormous. But now Edey will likely have to sit for the final 5:52.
Paul Sells, I don't need ... to Zach Edey.
And how about this nugget on Edey? So Edey's he's played in 29 games. This season, he's only had 4 fouls twice. And it's unbelievable how he plays defense and offense, because he's physical, without fouling. So this is a very rare occurrence for Edey to be on the sideline with foul trouble.
Certainly is. And by the way, in all fairness, we saw what Paul said to Zach Edey. We didn't see what Zach said to him.
Yes.
Paul was a very good official. Smith fading, missed it short, and a foul on the rebound as First tried to get it out of there. I've talked about this with a couple of analysts in the Big Ten, and I think officials probably feel like this too, that it's just difficult to officiate a Zach Edey game.
It is. Again, there's contact all the time. He's posting up every play. Defensively, he's obviously got a large body that's going to be in contact, anything at the rim. And so it is really challenging in how you're going to officiate Zach Edey.
I think both teams feel that way.
Yes.
The kick out to the curl. 3 for First. Too strong. See how Illinois attacks. It's a 3 for Harris. Rogers almost took that into the lane like he thought Edey was going to be there.
Right. You need to understand, Edey's off the floor now.
Oh, a bone crusher from Kaufman. And a 3 Smith. Harris is hurt off that screen.
Well, someone needed to be barking out a pick because Harris just got lit up by Kaufman-Renn. Danger needed to be barking it out. And instead, Harris hits the deck and Smith hits a 3.
Harris, at the end of the bench, he is really hurt there. But he can't do anything to defend himself.
No, I mean, when you don't know what's coming, it's like getting blindsided in football, or it's not fun.
Post feed to Danger from Shannon, and Danger with a nice move. Boy, was that pretty.
The Baylor transfer, who has not played a lot prior to his arrival in Champaign, but you can see for a big guy, he's pretty light on his feet.
Danger on the sideline, the end line there as Hoffman Red is hit and fouled, and he will go to the line. Danger called for his second foul.
Dane Danger, watch the quick spin to the baseline. Could see that Caleb First was coming with a little bit of a post double. And he spins away from it and gets 2 points.
It'll be very interesting to see how Brad Underwood and Matt Painter play with their bigs each having 2 fouls with 4:29 to go in the first.
And certainly Edey's foul trouble is more pronounced and important than Danger's. But nevertheless, it is a challenge to navigate.
Offensive rebound for Newman, and it's stuck again. It's an Illinois tie-up this time.
Boy, Newman has come to play, hasn't he? He's really flying around, making things happen.
This crowd has been loud for 16 minutes, basically, of game action. Meyer zigzagging, got it back from Melendez, and Meyer missed the 3. Rebound for Rogers, and taken away. Smith and Lawyer, 2 freshmen catch and shoot, missed it. And a foul against Caleb First. We're cut down to 64 scenarios now, so it's easy.
Yeah, now we're getting easy, right?
Illinois can finish between 2 and 9, depending on what happens today. Purdue's locked into the 1 seed, but not in the NCAA tournament. As that's chopped away again by Newman at the front of that defense. Melendez steering it down the lane. He got stonewalled, stalemated by Purdue. Boilers on the run. Newman got it and one.
Defense to offense has been a surprise, a pleasant surprise for Purdue. So many guys here, Jason. 3-on-2s, 2-on-1s. Guys have gotten into running to the three-point line instead of running to the rim. But Brandon Newman runs to the rim, and now he's got a chance for a three-point play. Good play from Smith as well.
What a revelation Brandon Newman's been the last couple games for Matt Painter, huh?
Played a lot of basketball. Various roles in and out of the starting lineup. But he knows what it takes at this level.
Wow, yes he does. Newman, another pickpocket, and that got smashed by Rogers. What a play.
Boy, does Newman smell blood when he's got Shannon one-on-one in the backcourt.
I thought the whistle was out of bounds. They got a foul on Rogers.
I did too. I thought there was, there's some body contact there. And Brandon Newman, that's definitely a foul.
Yeah, good call.
Well, Shannon needs a ball screen or somebody else to bring the ball up the floor right now. Yeah. One-on-one, you got to be real careful crossing over in front of guys that are sitting on that crossover. That's twice that Newman has picked Shannon on a crossover.
Is the answer somebody else bringing the ball up, or what do you think it is?
Somebody else or a ball screen. Just get Newman off him. Or Shannon. Shannon's so quick. Don't play with the ball. Pick a direction and go.
A lot of hands in that cookie jar on rebound.
Yeah.
Right now. Meyer sets up. No good. Another rebound. Pinballs away. This could be 5-on-3 for the Boilers. This set up by Smith. On a splash down for Newman. Yet another steal for the Boilermakers. Newman wants more. This was a 6-point game when Edey went out. Batted right to Newman. Smith. Bounds it. Smith and Lawyer are in the freshman class of E'Twaun Moore and Robbie Hummel, and a lot of positive future coming for the Boilermakers.
No doubt about it. Two studs in the backcourt, finding each other and making plays. But Purdue turning defense into offense has been the story in this first half. You see Braden Smith free himself up to knock down one that gets Mackey on its feet and loving it. But Purdue, again, is a team that typically doesn't turn you over. But Illinois has turned it over 10 times in this first half. And that has really been the difference in this game for Purdue to be able to get out and get easy shots in the open floor.
When you have a player or two down as well off the drive, as we just saw there, it's an odd man rush.
That's right. That's why Purdue understands that, had numbers on that 5-on-3 that led to a Brandon Newman, three. But it's not rocket science right now. Illinois just got to take care of the ball.
The thing is, even if it was rocket science, here at Purdue, they could probably figure it out.
True.
Where are the solutions for Illinois? Is it danger? Newman stapled to Meyer. Body to body. Harris met gold as well. Danger got two and a foul.
Fortunate bounce, says it looked like it was almost turnover number 11 for Illinois, but instead it ends up in the hands of Danger. Again, the activity from Purdue has been tremendous, but Danger just right place, right time, and a much-needed basket and a chance of a three-point play.
Trey Kaufman-Renn, by the way, +7 when he's been on the floor in this game in 9 minutes.
Needed it, as Zach Edey's just not been on the floor a ton, had a long rest and then picked up 2 fouls.
You wouldn't believe there's any reason for Matt Painter to go back there.
No, right. Purdue really showing the full team complement beyond just Zach Edey here this afternoon.
Ball's on the deck, and it's out of bounds to the Boilermakers. You could make an argument that this type of game is good for Purdue in case Zach Edey finds the rare foul trouble, as you said, in the NCAA tournament.
Which is certainly possible. And you got to be comfortable playing without Edey on the floor, and Purdue has done just fine so far.
Smith hemmed in. Not anymore.
You can pivot your way into options when you play off 2 feet. Pretty good from Braden Smith.
When you say play off 2 feet, we hear that a lot. Why is it so important?
Well, because just like that, you can pivot your way into passing angles and sometimes shots. Another turnover and another triple opportunity.
Newman says, why not? Brandon Newman Day continues. He has 15 at the sideline. Tie up. Purdue basketball.
Whatever Newman had for breakfast, he needs to have it every day for the rest of March, because he has been fantastic, setting the tone defensively and then just taking easy shots in the open floor. Just love how Brandon Newman has played this afternoon.
You know how it is. We've seen it from a lot of guys, as Painter calls it, timeout. In college basketball, you show up and you were the big-time scorer at your high school, as he was in Valpo. 27 points a game, Brandon Newman. And you show up here and you fit into his system, and Jaden Ivey ends up here, and you're part of a group, and you're not called on to score. That scoring ability can sometimes flutter away.
Yeah, well, and sometimes when you're not taking a bunch of shots and scoring, you lose your confidence and you lose your sense of how to impact the game. And so you're exactly right. It's one of the biggest adjustments that almost everybody has to make as they make their way into playing Division I high-level college basketball. And he's a guy that was the runner-up to Mr. Basketball in Indiana to Trace Jackson Davis. This is a big-time player out of high school. 2 years ago, he was second on the team in three-point field goals made. But it's been quite the journey for Newman. Boy, has he answered the bell today.
His team is up 19 in the regular season finale. Purdue cutting very hard. Newman, Hoffman-Wren, got to the bucket.
Great play from Newman with the shot clock winding down to penetrate and create an opportunity for Kaufman-Wren.
Harris gave it up late in the first half, and Purdue looks every bit of a 1 seed today, Nick.
No doubt.
9 minutes for Zach Edey in the first half, as he's talking about, and Purdue gets 32 minutes out of him per game. And I saw Matt Painter in Purdue against Marquette early in the year, and I had asked Matt about Zach Edey's minutes, and he said there are going to be games where he plays more, games where he plays less, but somewhere in the high 20s, low 30s, and that's where Edey's been this year. Meyer got clipped, no whistle. He wanted the foul and didn't get it.
And Meyer will shoot those kinds of shots, tough pull-up threes, and sometimes he gets that call. Coming here.
Meyer looking for it. There it is. Edey too short. Oh, Mason Gillis tried it away.
Great effort from Gillis, guy that's going to crash the glass. And Illinois, the margin for error is pretty thin. Can't give up those offensive rebounds or turn it over if you want to cut into this thing.
Largest lead now for Purdue in the ball game. Ball ends up in the corner. Danger off the save from Melendez, and it's going to be a foul against Lawyer.
It's just been interesting how out of sorts Illinois has been, where you really feel that Jaden Epps void. The freshman's out again with the concussion, 10 points per game. Doesn't necessarily have a ton of assists on the year, only 46. But entering offense, being able to handle the ball, so important, especially on the road.
You wonder if that's part of the reason Illinois, which usually gets quite a bit of its offense from two-point field goals, just has not had the paint touches.
No, and the domino effect of now Shannon's having to enter offense instead of coming off screens, and Matthew Myers maybe in a little bit different role, having to create a little bit himself. And so when your point guard's out, it can be problematic.
Against a Purdue team whose opponents get more than 57% of their points off of twos. That's where people have attacked Purdue. Cross lane feed, and 2 free throws coming for Gillis.
Gillis has really learned how to play off of Edey on the post-ups, where to space the floor. Seen a lot of diving to the rim here today, but against Penn State earlier this year is a lot of spotting up from 3, where he knocked down 9 of them.
There's the Mason jar.
That is good. Looks like a young Mason Gillis, too, in that Mason jar.
Yeah. You cannot beat college chased him, leaving Hawkins for three.
Need to see more of that. Pick and pops, just putting Edey in ball screens. Where Hawkins can pop and knock down threes. You can get Shannon coming downhill into his 15-foot jump shot.
Edey out to Newman. Missed it. Offensive rebound for Newman. Gillis has nobody around him.
One of the things you're seeing, Jason, is sometimes it's hard to rebound when you're post double teaming because you're scrambling around, you're not matched up. There's usually one guy that's free.
There's Terrence Shannon for three. He only had two in the first half.
But in that Northwestern victory, erasing a 19-point deficit, the driving force behind that was Terrence Shannon, who just took that game over.
As we've mentioned, so good at getting to the foul line. He draws 6+ fouls a game. He hasn't been to the free throw line so far. Oh, nice skill. Lawyer, short, blocked partially, I believe, by Melendez.
Looking right, Melendez with a big-time effort to get out to Lawyer and not only contest, but get a piece of it.
Hakeem Warwick style.
That's right.
20th anniversary.
Sorry, Kansas fans.
Sorry, Nick. Meyer off the screen from danger. Didn't get the roll. And here comes Purdue. Good find, Smith to Edey.
Sure, it's so important as a point guard when you're pushing it in those sort of secondary break situations. Just probe into that elbow area and see what you can get. And we've talked about playing off 2 feet. Braden Smith has put on a clinic in that regard. Earlier in the first half, he pivoted it into a layup there. He's able to pivot into a post entry pass for Edey. Really good stuff from Smith.
How many keywords are you going to rattle off in a row there? Testing our audio, folks. News from the Big Ten, according to our producer, Brad Weimer. Penn State with a buzzer-beating win over Maryland. So that certainly helps the Illini chances for a higher seed if they can somehow come back.
That's all Penn State does is play close games lately. It's unreal. What a unique team to have to deal with in the NCAA tournament with Pickett and his post-ups and all the threes.
There is Meyer creating contact on a three.
He gets fouled so often on threes, whether it's what you just saw, a shot fake and jumping into a guy or pulling up in traffic. There, Smith, no discipline, and that should be a 2 as he stepped over the line, but good stuff from Matthew Meyer.
Yeah, this will become a 2. It's 2 free throws coming. I think Matthew Meyer is very relatable for the young audience because who among us, the young people watching, hasn't guzzled down a bunch of energy drinks and played video games all night?
Yeah, it happens. It's happened many a time playing Mario Kart. What a wild story.
Yeah, for us it was GoldenEye back in the day.
Yeah,
right?
Oh yeah. Multiplayer.
Oh yeah.
You before you know it, just cans of energy drinks are surrounding you.
Put Matthew Meyer back on the steady path of college basketball.
He's good to go. I think Newman had some energy drinks. That's my guess. I think he was pretty juiced up here today.
Here is Newman. To the foul line, shot fake. Smith hits the post. Edey against danger for 2.
Well, how good was that sequence? Multiple Boilermakers had opportunities to take a shot, but instead turned down 2 to 3 looks, and it ends in your best player's hand.
Such a sizable target, too, and Smith knows where he is at all times.
Yeah, he does a good job, Edey does, of holding his post position.
Meyer across the lane, danger zone.
Good job by Matthew Meyer, the drive, and drags Edey away from Danger's body. Again, the more you can get Edey away from the basket, driving him, the better it's going to serve you.
Gillis on Danger. That's going to be 4 on Dane Danger.
Now, Iowa at home today against Nebraska. So we'll see what happens as the mathematicians are going to be up all night trying to set this bracket.
Why do you refer to that group as not including you? Sounds like you're out of the group.
I am. You don't want me in that group project.
I feel like you would have been a great group project guy because
I was good for morale.
Well, you work so hard, everybody could just make you do the work. I feel like. Nick will take care of it.
I don't know about that.
Meyer nearly traveled. Now, if there's no foul, somebody just said travel, and Meyer turned to the student section, gave him a look as he was coming up the court.
That's pretty good years from a guy that's played a lot of basketball at the college level.
Aaron Shannon Jr. still hasn't been to the foul line today. Hawkins down the baseline. Meyer up top. Got it for 3.
Great offense. Started with a great flare screen from Rogers to get Hawkins the ball and get a closeout, and Hawkins with a great drive and kick. Really good from Illinois.
Edey got a piece of Harris on the screen. Gillis, baseline miss.
We'll see Illinois get out and run a little bit here. It's just, Edey will guard Rogers instead of Hawkins. Just a little bit easy cover because Rogers isn't a shooter.
Meyer certainly is on a tough catch. Newman at arm's length off the screen. That's a miss for Meyer. Would have been big for Illinois.
But I like what Rogers is doing, Jason. He's a screener right now because Edey's just planted in the lane. So go out there, set flare screens, ball screens for your teammates.
Trying to get rid of Newman, who has just been a hound defensively. Edey turns and scores.
Boy, great offense. You think you're handing it off up top. Instead, you fake the handoff, and you got Edey burying his guy inside.
Well, you feel like the Undertaker's gong should play when he catches the ball that deep.
Just over when he gets it down there.
Hawkins will take it. He missed. Second chance is up and good. Sincere Harris with 9. Good to see him back after he took a big lick on that screen earlier.
And Kaufman Wren got him pretty good with the ball screen. Harris is a tough dude, though.
Harris sideswipe Newman, and he ends up in a pile again.
Really good anticipation from Harris to come off his man to steal a post-injury pass. You don't see that very much. Just watch him come off of Smith. And unfortunately, just knocked it to Brandon Newman.
So that's 3 on Harris, 4 on Dane Danger.
That's something Edey does. It's almost like a run game in football. It's a cumulative effect on you of just fouling you and drawing fouls and leaning on you. Screening you, no doubt.
Kicked it right back out. Ethan Morton too short. Edey got a palm on it. Now his mitts on it. And here comes Illinois.
His numbers.
Rogers might attack from the short corner, huh?
Absolutely.
Look, Goody knocks down a 3.
What's interesting is Illinois, 0 turnovers in the second half. And things are going much better. Here's another steal.
Goody flips it in. It's an 11-point game. Purdue was up 51-27 plus 24. And now suddenly it's an 11-point game.
Amazing. It wasn't overly complicated. The biggest adjustment that needed to be made. You just had to start taking care of the ball. Give yourself a chance, and Illinois has done that.
You can see that Illinois can play with Purdue when they're not being cavalier with the basketball. Kaufman Wren short. Rebound down to the ground and punch 3 to Rogers. It's a 4-on-4. Melendez didn't take the 3, and then it knocked away by Morton. There's that first turnover, and Morton on a breakaway. Second chance, Caleb. First, it's set down.
first with a pretty good sequence. First of all, he sealed his man off so Morton can go get one off the rim, and then he cleaned it up.
One of a number of Fort Wayne guys in this game. Goody and Lawyer played together in high school in Fort Wayne at Homestead High. Goody pulls up and misses. Morton surveying and driving. That's off his leg, and it's Illinois basketball when we come.
Just chipping away at this lead. Are the Fighting Illini?
13 points right now, the lead for Purdue.
Zach Edey off the floor. He can switch a lot of these screens and press out.
Rogers hard into the lane. Sincere Harris lined up a three and missed. Melendez got the putback on the rim, and he'll go to the line.
Well, it all started with Goody's excellent back cut. Brought two Boilermakers with him, one of which was Harris's defender, who got a three up, and then Melendez with the weak side rebound. Illinois continuing to fly around here in this second half.
They also just picked up the third foul on Fletcher Lawyer. And Illinois slices into it to make it 12. Newman for Lawyer.
Always an important, when you're a pressing team, to make your free throws, in particular your second free throw, so you can set your full court pressure.
One of those lost places where runs start, right?
No doubt. Into the line, especially for Illinois, because they press. You're scoring, you're stopping the clock, you're setting your press. And here comes the big fella back into the game for Purdue.
Where is then the resistance for Illinois with Danger on the bench with 4 personal fouls?
That's where the pressure on the perimeter has to be really high, the disjoint vision and timing to get it into Edey. But when it goes into Edey, you got to have a double coming and your rotations on point.
Morton jumps it into him. Through Morton for Newman, who missed it. Morton a save right at the table.
Again, Jason, it's hard to rebound when you're post-double teaming. I think that has reared its ugly head for Illinois. Another double coming.
Edey feel it. Hawkins the hit ahead for Melendez, who got the steal. This could be a single-digit game in mere moments. It is. Beyer makes it 9.
Give credit to Melendez, who got the steal. And Illinois changing up how they're double teaming. Coming from the baseline, coming from the top. That's tough for Edey when you don't know where it's coming from.
And while that all is happening, Purdue's 0 for 6 from 3 in the second half. Jenkins, a big turnaround. Needed it.
He's got almost 2,000 points for his career, and he knows how to do that.
Utah, UNLV, South Dakota State, and a home here in West Lafayette. Coleman Hawkins got Edey in the air, so he's out of the picture. Melendez the stuff because of that.
Big time sequence from Hawkins. The shot fake, the drive, the dump down. This lineup is tough to cover with Hawkins at the 5.
This lead swelled to 24 in the second half. It's now 9. Jenkins short. And a foul call. Newman reached in. Credit to Brad Underwood having his team stay the course as they have so far.
Yeah, and this is what I was talking about, Jason. See how Melendez comes from the baseline. Illinois has been trapping from the top. There, Melendez comes from behind Edey, doesn't see him coming, and this is just a great play from Hawkins. Under control, be able to stop the vision, and Melendez throws it down. But you're right, Brad Underwood has just stayed the course with his group. And these guys in orange are playing hard.
Hawkins, another shot fake, getting Edey out of the way. Morton, the interception. Ethan Morton to the rack, and he scooped it in.
Another turnover and basket for Purdue.
Made its way to Melendez. Hawkins working the shot fake hard. Skip for Goody up top. Right down the middle. He hits the deck. Ball's loose. Edey for Newman. First. Newman. First. Tipped away. This feels like if they run the table in the Big Ten tournament, they'll get that one line back.
I don't think there's any question about it.
They have just been a monster all year.
Illinois is really making this thing interesting, though. It feels like Illinois has chipped their way back into this thing.
Edey's fouled. Purdue having to react not only to Edey being off the floor for a good chunk of this game, but not shooting it well from 3 in the second half. The Boilers are 0 for 6 from 3.
And that's always a big thing with Purdue. Not a great three-point shooting team. They're capable. 253rd in the country in three-point percentage. So the more they can knock down threes, the harder it is to collapse on Edey.
So that was on Melendez. He's got the last 2 fouls in about 2 seconds. So he was at 1 foul, now he's at 3 fouls, and that's number 6 against the Illini. And now we have a moment where we got to cut it out from Ron Groover here on the near sideline.
Well, right now, Jason, Illinois is really collapsing on Edey when that ball goes in. They are really flying down, multiple guys, different spots, trying to do all they can to dig it out of there.
Into Edey, here comes the cavalry. Edey, no, first, no. Edey's on the ground, 5 on 4. Shannon, pumped, scores, and 1.
Terrence Shannon, shot out of a cannon. Incredible. First of all, Edey, a lot of orange jerseys surrounding him. That is tough to navigate through. Just missed one. He usually gets to go down. You crash that offensive glass like Purdue does. If you don't get it, sometimes you're vulnerable for run-out situations. But that's a big-time finish from Terrence Shannon.
It is his first free throw of the ball game. Terrence Shannon Jr. So a chance for a three-point play for Shannon.
And again, the full court pressure will come on a made free throw.
Boyer discussing whose responsibility is whose. On the block out, Shannon survives the paint crew. Closest the game's been since 30 to 23 in the first half.
It feels like somebody's got to make a shot to take some pressure off Edey. When that ball goes in, it is a collapse right now. One's got to be ready to knock one down.
Edey, no. They collapse again, Nick. You were right on it. Fire with confidence. Firing. No good. And who's the foul on? Looks like it's against Illinois. It's on Melendez, and that's his 4th. And a 1-and-1 coming for the Boilers.
Well, Melendez is flying around. Look at him just displace Lawyer trying to crash the offensive glass. He sent Lawyer flying about 10 feet. Melendez going to have to regain his composure a little bit, as, like you pointed out, went from no foul trouble to with 4 fouls in seemingly a blink of an eye.
Everybody deserves an advocate. No reason to do that to any Lawyer. As the free throw is good. And a 9-point lead for the Boilermakers. Fletcher Lawyer 2 for 2.
Free throw line's going to loom large here. As you pointed out, the bonus situation now. Illinois is going to be flying around.
Where does Illinois go here? Shannon?
Be a good option to go. Keep an eye on Edey. I like Rogers screening. Edey's in the lane guarding Rogers. He set some flare screens, ball screens. There you go. Shannon gets to his spot.
And he got fouled off the Rogers screen.
That's how you punish somebody that's playing way off you. If you're Rogers, don't camp out on the three-point line. Move, screen. You set a screen. Edey's all the way inside the paint. So here comes that screen. Edey's at the painted area, and Shannon just able to walk into a jump shot. Jalen Hood-Schifino had 30-plus points on that shot right
there. Yeah, he won them the game. I mean, they didn't need much from Trace Jackson-Davis that night.
And one of the things I like that Brad Underwood's done is, you know, some games it's about matchups, and given this scenario, Hawkins at the 5 with danger on the bench is just a better situation for Illinois offensively.
Terrence Shannon Jr. 2 for 2 at the line. He came into the day with 150 made free throws, the most in the Big Ten. He's got the line more here in the second half.
And Jason, I think Edey needs to think about being a passer here. He's trying to make quick moves, but I think he's got to think about kicking it.
Knocked away by Meyer. Lawyer fouls him. And a one-on-one coming for Matt Meyer. 4 on Lawyer.
Uncharacteristic, just a bobble. And Matthew Meyer's able to grab it and go get fouled. And now you're able to get to the free throw line, potentially set your press again.
First one's good. It's a 7-point game. Illinois was down 21 at the half, 24 at 51-27 later, just after halftime. 2 for 2. The pressure again off the made second free throw. Illinois wanted a 5-second ball. Smith double team. Caged in. Knocked away. Stolen by Harris. Right back from Rogers. It's a 4-point game and a foul.
Incredible sequence defensively from Illinois. Rogers and Harris, the freshman duo. Great trap, and then the high hands gets the deflection, and now they're sharing the sugar, and it ends in a 3-point play opportunity for Sincere Harris. That's amazing.
Sincere Harris's last double-figure game was December 29th. He has 11. The Illini within 4. Edey out high. Lawyer had it punched away.
And that punching away took away the post-up from Edey.
Under 10 to shoot. Lawyer is shimmy. Can't get away from Hawkins. Tries the right lane line. Lawyer over Hawkins. And they're going to wave it off. It's a travel. It's a travel against Lawyer.
Coleman Hawkins moving his feet. He gets caught in a switch, and having to guard Lawyer does a good job using his length and his athleticism to force the shuffling of the feet. It's pretty good defensive activity from a lot of different guys for Illinois.
As Purdue built the lead in the first half on the same concept.
Yes. So we'll see if Rogers can be a screener again here, Jason. Here he comes.
Way out high. Newman reacts. Another screen from Rogers. It's Hawkins for 3. He missed it. Rebound Edey, and he somehow didn't walk.
It's good offense, though. Using Rogers as a screener, get a good kick.
This is the way the Big Ten has gone. One half does not make a victory. Edey in the forest. No. Rebound first. And we have a whistle on the drive by First. Ron Gruber has a foul against Illinois.
You said it is a forest indeed when Edey is getting the ball. I mean, there is typically 2 to 3 Illinois defenders poking at the ball, collapsing in on the big fella.
Free throw rattled out. Rebound. Live. Hawkins wants a timeout, and he's got the timeout. Well done by Hawkins, finding an official to call the timeout with, and Illinois will have it.
Only 5 points in this second half for Edey.
Got more double-doubles than anybody in the country. He's the best offensive rebounder in the country. And his team is trying to hold off Illinois in a 4-point game at Mackey Arena. Meyer got an opening and missed it off the front iron. Hawkins lost it. It's on the deck. It's behind the back. Morton for Smith. Wiped away. Blocked by Shannon. And what do we have? It is going to be a foul, I believe, on the ensuing action. And Illinois. It's on Goody.
Just watch Terrence Shannon. Look at this sprint. Gets by Brandon Newman. That's as good of a block as you'll see all season long. Wow.
What effort on the scoop ahead by Morton. Brandon Newman, a 1-and-1. Missed it.
All right, Jason, last possession. Use Rogers in the handoff to get Meyer an opportunity. You can do that again. Just making him a screener for Shannon or whoever you want to get a shot. There is the middle court screening.
Meyer against Edey, got it away for Shannon in the corner. Tough shot, wouldn't go.
Really tough shot. Credit Edey for taking the challenge with the emergency switch on Matthew Meyer and shutting off that baseline.
Edey, triple team. Tried the back door, intercepted by Hawkins.
The ball needed to be high instead of at chest level.
To the rim. Got it. It's a 2-point game.
Another ball screen from Rogers, and Myers just a handful coming downhill at Edey.
Newman shoved Goody. Could have been a foul.
Just seems like someone else going to have to knock down a shot for Purdue when that ball goes into Edey. It's got to get sprayed out, and a Boilermaker's going to have to step up and knock one down.
Purdue's only made 6 field goals all half.
Illinois has been everywhere. Watch Hawkins, good hands. See, the ball needed to be high. Edey needed to get it above his head to drop it down to first. And look at this. Rogers, the screener. Edey, that's a tough situation for him to be in with Meyer coming with a head of steam and extending the ball away from the 7'4" shot blocker and finishing. This has been an impressive second half from Illinois.
Out of whole cloth, the Illini, who were down 24 points at the 18:44 mark of the second half. Trying to put together the biggest comeback by points in the Big Ten this year. Iowa was down 21 to Indiana in Iowa City. The Illini's largest comeback all time is 23 in 2009 at Clemson. This would be the biggest comeback in Illini history if they were to pull it off.
And considering you're on the road at a top 5 team, to add to it, got to devise something to punish the collapsing defense when that ball goes into the big fella.
There it goes. Here comes Rogers, and it's a foul called. Rogers got him on the arm. 2 shots coming.
What I like about Edey is even though he knows he's going to get double and triple teamed, he's still posting with purpose. And Rogers, easy call for the official as he comes over and just slaps Edey in the arm.
2 on Rogers. Edey's first is there. See Zach Edey, the wear and tear of the season on his body. Here comes the volcano that is Mackey Arena. Shannon wanted a 3 and got it! Wow!
Simply incredible. One-on-one crossover triple from Terrence Shannon Jr.
Where is the Illinois gas tank right now?
Hawkins is fighting his tail off inside.
Morton to Edey. Double couldn't come. Goody collects the rebound and got it away before he fell to the ground. Illinois has never led in 38 minutes plus. Meyer the scoop. Rogers the kick. Hawkins for Meyer. And he's going to the line. He is hurt. He fell on his tailbone.
Well, credit Coleman Hawkins. Watch this jump stop as Purdue is set to take a charge. He dropped it down to Matthew Meyer and a great second shot fake to get Edey up in the air, and he knew he's going to get a 7'4" body coming down hard on him, and he was willing to take the contact, and now he's at the free throw line. And this is one of the things that makes Illinois so hard. You got 2 closers. You can go Meyer with the ball, you can go Shannon with the ball, and both guys have done it down the stretch here.
They talked about it together after that Michigan game, that they felt like they were just taking turns, essentially, trying to close out that game.
But what a play from Hawkins on the penetration, the jump stop, the drop down to Meyer.
For the tie. No! A hard fall for Matt Meyer. And one more chance to deadlock this game. We're tied.
Now the ball's got to go back into Edey. And you got to trust his decision. He's going to go up with it fast, or if a double or triple team comes, somebody for Purdue's got to be ready to space the floor, whether it's with a dive to the basket or on the three-point line, and knock down a shot. You have to punish a team, Jason, that's coming with a double and triple team inside.
Purdue just has not made a 3 here in the second half. Moyer sprinting into the front court. His classmate Smith, who had 14 in the first half. Brandon Newman, Zach Edey off the pump. He puts it in. And we have a whistle after the make. They're going to take a look at the clock here. With 56.1 to go, Edey hands Purdue the lead again.
Well, Purdue loves this action, just a handoff, and when they hand it off, they throw it right into Edey, and it's a quick move and a step through. You knew the ball had to go to your stud, and you live with his decision whether to pass it or to shoot it. Really good step through and finish for Edey.
We'll check the clock.
Every second matters. Every tenth of a second matters.
not only in this game, but in the Big Ten this year, in that whole group of 8 lost teams, everybody in that group, in that collective says, we had one game. We should have had that game. We might have had that game. The Big Ten slogan this year should be, don't blink.
No. Close games, how you fare, attention to detail down the stretch, it all matters. And a lot on the line. Again, Illinois could be anywhere from the 2 to the 9 seed in next week's Big Ten tournament. And certainly seeding in the next big tournament, always top of mind for both of these teams. Purdue vying for a 1 seed. Illinois trying to climb the ladder to see if they can't improve their seed line as well. And certainly a win at Purdue would do just that. Tale of 2 halves, you see it right there. Purdue getting it done with defense in the first half, and Illinois getting it done with defense in the second half.
So, by the way, they've added 1.1 onto the clock. It's 57.2. And after the officials were done, Illinois just used its final timeout after that conversation that the officials had. So, Purdue has 1 timeout left. Double bonus going both ways. And the possession arrow going to the Boilermakers. For Illinois, what does this possession look like?
Well, you got options with Meyer and Shannon. The reality is it's going to be Rogers setting some sort of ball screen or handoff because Edey's back way off, and so you're able to get ahead of steam. So Edey's got ready to defend. And it's going to be in Shannon or Meyer's hands.
Away we go. Hawkins didn't want to give it to Meyer.
Look a little confused right now.
Yeah, Meyer's looking like, give me the ball. He's called for it a couple of times. Now Meyer has it. Morton knocked it free. Morton's hand was on the sideline. That's a very good call. It is Illinois basketball. He slid into position, and Morton's hand was on the sideline. Paul Sells was right there.
And a great angle at it. Good hands from Morton. Knocks it away. Now 7 on the clock. Get it to Shannon. Let him go downhill with the ball screen from Rogers.
No need to look at that. Well called. Meyer trying to inbound it. It is Shannon against Newman with 4. Shannon out of bounds. And this is Purdue basketball.
Illinois was unorganized coming out of the timeout in the initial action, and it got him in a tough shot clock situation. Morton with great hands to knock it out of bounds on Meyer, and then good hands to knock it off of Shannon on the drive there.
I think if you're an Illinois fan, you look at that and you say Morton did hit Shannon on the hand on the initial reach. I'm certain there are Illinois fans wanting a foul, but it is Purdue basketball.
And now you take Edey off the floor, so you got more ball handling on the court. And I don't think you necessarily have to foul right away here. Put Illinois or Purdue in a couple of traps, make them handle it a little bit, and then come with a foul.
1 timeout left. Paul Sells going to come over. The shot clock over on the right side, because it doesn't do tenths of a second, they can't shut that shot clock off. So it's 30.5, and the inbound from Newman. And let's see, what do we have?
Got a foul away from the ball.
It is a foul against Illinois. It's on Shannon. Brad Underwood does not like it, and the fans don't like his reaction, as you would expect in the 195th meeting.
One more look at this as Morton's going to come in there, and yeah, there's a little contact there. There's no doubt about it. That's a tough one for Illinois and Terrence Shannon.
It's Fletcher Lawyer, who helped close out Michigan State at the Breslin Center earlier this year to give Purdue a 3-point lead.
Pretty tough. Lawyer has had a rough day offensively. Hasn't made a shot. Stepping up to the free throw line now and knocking them down.
Ethan Morton yelling for Smith to go back in the backcourt. Nobody was on R.J. Melendez. second one is good.
Doesn't have to be a 3. Go get a 2. Make the game extended for as long as you can.
Meyer wants the 3. That's no good. Rebound, Newman.
Read Brad Underwood's lips. He's saying, drive the ball, drive the ball. You got plenty of time with a 4-point deficit to go get a 2, use your defense, and instead Matthew Meyer's going to just shoot a tough 3 that he can make, but you'd rather put the pressure on the defense, Jason, and go drive it at the rim.
Just watching body language, too. I wonder if that's a reaction to him not getting the ball from Shannon a couple possessions ago. Like, if I'm not going to get it back, I better take it here.
Yeah. Really disjointed coming out of that timeout.
Caleb First at midcourt was living and dying with every bounce of that free throw. And it finally sat down for Newman. Two for 2. Hawkins driving, and they'll wave off the shot. It's going to be a foul on the floor, and Hawkins will go to the free throw line. 16 flat to go.
And that's what Brad Underwood wanted on the possession before. Just driving, trying to get a foul, and trying to get to the free throw line. His First is just having a hard time staying in front of Hawkins.
I wonder if Illinois had it backward there, though. You might have needed a 3 that time around.
You're right.
You definitely will need a 3 at some point. A marvelous comeback might be on fumes. The guys from Champaign.
Purdue has 1 timeout left, so if you get caught in a bind, Jason, you call that timeout.
0 for 2. Rebound Melendez, and he's hit and torn backward. It's a second off the clock. And 2 free throws coming for R.J. Melendez.
Well, that ball caromed at a tough spot, but whenever you got inside position on a free throw blockout, you always got to get it. They don't crunch down on Melendez. He steps back and then is able to come unimpeded and grab the rebound.
Melendez gives it a run. That's no good.
Well, Purdue's making their free throws. Illinois' not.
One more roar for Edey this season at Mackey Arena. Newman with 4 fouls. To your point, Illinois has missed 8 free throws in the game. To a 5-point deficit. Smith catches on the run. Into the front court. Smith finally fouled at 12.3.
You know, in those spots, you find out who wants the ball, really wants the ball. Braden Smith trusts himself, wants the ball in this sort of spot. Great hard cut to get open. And then the presence of mind to turn and punch the gas and get it all the way up the floor.
That young man, the freshman here in the state of Indiana, Mr. Basketball, missed it short. All season long, doors have crept and then swung open in the Big Ten. One for 2. Hawkins with 10 seconds to go. Goody for 3. It's good! 5.6 left. We're not done here, folks. Newman will go to the free throw line.
Well, what a tough shot from Luke Goody over the top of 6'10" Caleb First. From about 28 feet, nailed it. To at least put some game pressure on Newman to knock down these free throws. Wow.
Shannon just fouled out, but man, oh man. I know everybody at home who has watched the Big Ten religiously this year has done this. where they've turned off a game at halftime, and then somebody sends them a text and says, "Do you have the game on?" They say, "No, I was reading a book to the kids. What's happening?" The answer has always been this season, we have no idea.
Right.
Until zeros. Newman. A major free throw.
And he set the tone at the start with his defense and energy. He's trying to close it out from the free throw line.
Two for two.
What a game.
Have done that. Goody with 1 second. Luke Goody. No. Purdue somehow shakes away from Illinois.
What a game.